Welcome to Two Chicks and a Horror Flick, a weekly horror movie review podcast. I'm Tawny Ray.
And I'm Felicia Connor. Subscribe to get new episodes every Wednesday. We dive into trivia, drink a little whiskey, and of course, give our no BS opinions.
Join our Discord server or message us on social media to talk all things scary.
And if you like the show, consider supporting us on Patreon.
You can find all these links on our website, twochicksandahorrorflick.com. Thanks for listening.
Now let's get scared.
Hello, welcome back. We have a very exciting episode. And by that, I mean we are just watching a brand new ass movie once again. And so I'm excited to talk about it. But before we get into all that, Miriam, what are you drinking?
I am drinking water and another one of those waters, that the Joy Burst waters in a big wine goblet. It is strawberry lemonade flavor. What are you drinking?
Also water. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Well, what updates do you have? What have you been watching, doing?
Yeah, work has been crazy busy, and then with school as well. And I think we had mentioned we're homeschooling TT for the 6th grade. So, and then she'll, go into school. But so I'm prepping for that because that starts next month. But I looked at the list of things I have watched and read, and I'm like, wow, it looks like I really do nothing but watch TV and read. So I think at night after a long day, I'm just like, I don't want to do anything mental. I just want to watch. So, and don't worry, I won't take a long time. I'll run down these that are most notable. We watched 3 different Trainwrecks. Plus, by the way, it's not in a week. Right? Because we record every other week. So I just want to put that out there in case like my teacher is listening or my boss. Does she even work? Okay. So I watched 3 Trainwrecks. Bubble Boy. So when you mentioned Bubble Boy, you were talking about the John Travolta Bubble Boy movie, right? Okay, were you talking about this Trainwreck thing?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't know I saw that.
No, the Trainwreck one is Balloon Boy, because it's like the hot air balloon.
It is.
The Bubble Boy I'm talking about has Jake Gyllenhaal. Have you seen this?
But he's in the bubble, right? Because, okay, I'll leave it a look at this. I don't.
Are you mixing up people, maybe?
Oh, God. I've never seen that. Seen that. Okay.
What's this John Travolta?
Okay, John Travolta Bubble Boy. Oh, the boy in the plastic bubble. I believe he was like ill or something. It's been so long. And he's in this bubble and he's in love with this girl. Maybe he wasn't sick. It's been a very long time, but that's what I thought you were talking about.
Whoa. I mean, this sounds like it's kind of the same plot.
I wonder if it's just a remake. I haven't seen the remake then. I saw the original with John Travolta. And then I saw this Trainwreck, the Balloon Boy, and I thought, oh, was Tawny talking about this? So I watched it because I thought you were talking about that.
These Trainwrecks are good, though. Jade and I have watched a few of them, and they are very entertaining. So I'm curious to know how the Balloon Boy one was.
The Balloon Boy one was, it was interesting and it was good. And it was, I won't tell you like what happens. We then watched The Real Project X, which made me...
that one was fun.
Yeah, it made me angry though.
Yeah.
Like, I get these kids wanted to have fun, but it makes me, I don't know, it makes me so angry if they just wanted to come and have a party. But there was this piece of it where they're like, yeah, and the police started to come. And so if you're going to mess with us, we're going to mess with you. And they started to destroy things. And see, that's the problem. Like, if you just want to come and do this fun, crazy street party sort of thing and then leave. But it was almost like blaming others for them becoming total fucking assholes, in my opinion, right? Yeah. You're destroying people's property and you're like, yeah, that was epic party. That shit pisses me off. Like that I was so angry. Let's bring it back. All right.
But I was mad at the fucking Jade and I were roasting this fucking nightmare the whole time. We're like, nightmare, weird. It's like, that's not a real job. But like, by the end of it,
are you talking about the two? Who are you talking?
Well, because there's 2 mayors, right? There's the regular day mayor who was not listening to the night mayor.
Yes.
the night mayor. Jade looked it up later. It is a legitimate role. Like, it is an actual job that people have in cities where there's a lot of nightlife and stuff. But we were shitting on him, just like making jokes about it not being a real job. It is a real job. They should have listened to that guy too. He had the right idea. I was like, this guy is so spot on. Like, you just need to redirect this party because it is happening. Like, you can't stop it, but what you can do is try to at least redirect and contain it as much as you can.
Yeah.
And they should have done that, idiots. But I felt that one episode was a mixed bag, right? But the very last sentence from the girl where she's like, if it wasn't my party, I would have gone.
Yes.
I don't know. I was like, totally.
No, I can see the appeal to the party. But you can't blame the police for showing up when the party was based on that movie.
Yeah,
where
totally.
absolutely everything is destroyed and people's homes start to be caught on fire. That is terrifying. This is not, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was great. And then the other one we watched was Poop Cruise.
Oh God, every time Jade's like, do you want to watch Poop Cruise? And I'm like, I don't think I can do Poop Cruise. I just don't think I can handle it.
It was really good though.
Okay.
It was, yeah.
Is it?
And you know, we love to cruise. So
oh God, it seems so gross.
It definitely was, but there's so much that builds up to it before that happens. You know, before the toilet situation happens. That's just like the cherry on top.
Okay, got it.
The whole situation.
If that's the case, I will watch this, but I couldn't deal with an entire episode about poop. I just couldn't do it.
No.
Okay.
I don't think it was. That was just like the next level of stuff they had to deal with based on everything else.
These are good. We're really enjoying these.
Me too. I've seen them all so far. All these train wrecks. I really like them. I'm
excited for the Area 51 one.
Oh, me too. We have it on Remind Me. Can't wait. We'll have to chat about it. Can't wait. I also watched a really good true crime that's on there. Is also about a cruise. Not doing really well with the cruise, but Amy Bradley is missing. Yeah. This is really, really good. And I can't stop thinking about it. I don't want to tell you why, because I don't want to ruin the adventure of hearing this story. But the ending, I was like, oh my gosh, it made me want to take action. That's all I'll say. If you watch it, then, but I just can't get it out of my mind. And then I saw this article someone posted that her brother was saying that the Netflix documentary did a really great job taking the highlights to distill within only a couple of episodes, but that the amount of information there is could have been 10 episodes long. He was like, there's so much more. And I'm like, please tell us, could you do a podcast or something? Like, what is so much more? Like, what is other information? And I just hope they find Amy Bradley. I don't know. It's on my mind. That tonight. Yeah, you should. It was, I would love to chat with you about it and see. Okay. I watched Shiny Happy People season 1 and 2. The first one was about the Dugard family, the Christian family with 19 kids. Oh God, that was sad. And then it kind of expanded, carrying on this kind of theme of people in, I guess, would it be like radical Christians in power? It was called Teen Mania, and it was like this group of to build Christ's army with teens and this craziness. All right, so those were all of those things that I watched. And then movies, we watched Happy Gilmore 3. If you like Happy Gilmore, it was a lot of fun. It was silly. Eminem's in it too.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Okay. A lot of famous people. And, you know, if you just want to watch something and smile, that was fun. Watched We Need to Talk About Kevin.
Oh, yeah. This has been on my list for 100 years, and I just have never watched it because I know it's supposed to be really dark and heavy.
Yeah, but the way it's done, it makes you, I really like it. It's not just, it doesn't even actually show I'm like, don't know what people know about it, so I don't want to give things away, but it doesn't actually show a lot of the violence that happened. It's more the family dynamic. Okay. And it really got me thinking, holy crap, I don't know what any family could have done differently. It was really, really good.
Okay.
I highly suggest it.
Okay.
And I think, I finished Baby Teeth, the book with the Crohn's disease and stuff.
Yeah, did it pay off? Did it?
I don't know that there was anything about it was fine.
Okay.
I feel, without giving anything away, maybe I have the same feeling I did about certain things we were talking about when we talk about movies and they need to kind of just choose a path.
Yeah.
Like maybe there were some elements she threw in there, the author threw in there to make us think like a red herring, but it wasn't. It was almost like I didn't really understand. And I wonder if the author, and I mean this respectfully, I truly wonder, did research on what like a child with no conscience or is like, because I was confused by several aspects. And then I watched We Need to Talk About Kevin. And I was like, oh, this reminds me of that book. I wonder if the author saw this movie. Maybe not. I have no idea. But this seems really what I consider when somebody grows up to be kind of detached and to do a violent act. And I was just kind of, I don't know. I was just kind of confused. But I read the whole thing. So
Okay.
I also finished Day by Elie Wiesel. So he did Night, Dawn, and Day. So I finished Day in that series. So I've read all 3 of them now. And I just picked up, I'm reading My Name is Asher Lev, which is a classic book I've been wanting to read for a long time. I found it not knowing anything about it, this old book at an old used bookstore, and it was falling apart. And so I picked that up to read it. And so I started that and I really like it. And then this is what I want to say. I like to read things on my Kindle too at night, so I don't have to have a light on. Yeah. And I got this free since we do Kindle Unlimited, and it was Out of the Woods. And I wanted to ask you about it because it is based, I didn't know it was based on a true crime in Idaho. And they mentioned Nampa. And I remember you mentioning that to me. And it was about the kidnap Shasta. Her name was Shasta Groen, Groen. And I guess, and I'm not giving anything away because I literally just started it and it's in the very beginning. But when she was little, like 6, maybe 5 to 8, one of those age ranges, a serial killer went into her Idaho home, killed her entire family, kidnapped her and her brother. And now I don't know how or what, but it starts with her as an adult. So she got away or something. I don't know yet. But yeah, it was talking about how it was a true story. And I looked it up and it is. And because in the book, it talks about how I think she used to live in Nampa or she lived in Nampa. And this one community called, I don't remember what it was called. But anyways, I thought, I wonder if she's heard of this.
Is it? I tried to look up Out of the Woods and I'm only finding a rom-com.
The whole title is Out of the Woods, A Girl, a Killer, and a Lifelong Struggle. All right. So that's it. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week. Just kidding. Tawny, what have you been up to?
Yeah, I only have a few notes, so that's good. I'll just kind of run through mine real quick. Paige and I had like a girls' movie night on Friday. And so we watched a movie that I had saved forever ago in the hopes that we could watch it because Paige is very into like summer camp type stories because she was in summer camp and was like a camp counselor for a while. So I had read a description about this movie and I was like, oh, that seems like a fun, summer campy horror movie. So saved it and we ended up watching it. It's called Marshmallow.
Ooh.
No one's ever heard of this movie, I'm sure, because it's just like on Amazon or whatever, but it did come out this year. I think it's just like a super low budget indie film. And it was like pretty damn good, actually. And yeah, I just recommend it. If you're like looking for like a summer horror campy, not camp, like the actual setting is a camp. then I recommend it. It was interesting. But yeah, that's it as far as like watching stuff. We're still rewatching Buffy, which has been fun. But I have finished 2 horror books since we talked last.
Yes.
So I finished the one I was talking about last recording. Victorian Psycho is a phenomenal book. It is so good. Highly recommend. Everybody should listen to that. I made Jade listen to it too, and he really enjoyed it. And then I listened to This Thing Between Us. Have you read this one?
No, I have not. That is a cool cover.
This was good too. I really ended up liking this. It was an interesting. I want to hear someone's analysis of it because I feel like I have some kind of ideas on how some of the stuff connects, but I recommend this one too. I'm doing it. I'm actually listening to horror books.
I love it. Oh, we got to listen to that. Okay, I have both of those down. We were going to listen to that on our drive up to Vegas, but my daughter is so obsessed with Epic, the musical. Is that what it is? It is this musical that you can only listen to. It's not a production that is about the Odyssey.
Oh. Okay.
And my daughter's been dying for me to listen to this entire thing. And so it took 3 hours. We listened to the whole thing. It was beautiful. But
oh my God. Cool.
That is cool. I love that. Okay. I'm always looking for some good books.
Yeah. Next up is Brother. I have it on my borrow list from the library.
Yay. I can't wait for you to read that.
I'm hoping that I can it'll come back to me because it came to me last week, but I was still in the middle of this thing between us. So I was like, well, I don't want to start a new one. So I pushed it off. I was skip my hold. So I'm hoping it comes back next week so I can listen to it on my commute.
Okay. Oh gosh, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear what you think about that. Unless you don't like it, then I can wait.
Okay.
Just kidding.
I'll just keep that shit to myself.
Yeah, no. I want to hear. I'd love to hear why you don't like it, but I hope you like it.
Are you ready to dive into Bring Her Back?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we're talking about Bring Her Back from 2025. The directors were Danny and Michael Philippou. I still don't know how to say that. I should. But they also co-wrote the screenplay with Bill Hinsman. And of course, this is the duo that brought us Talk to Me. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
I think it was 23. Yeah, 2 years ago.
Okay, so then cast, we've got Sally Hawkins plays Laura. Billy Barat stars as Andy. Sora Wong plays Piper. Check this out. She had no acting experience at all. Her mom came across a casting call on Facebook looking for a visually impaired girl. And it says she was born with, oh God, I don't know how to say these, coloboma and microphthalmia, which left her with limited sight. Is that not crazy?
That is amazing because she did wonderfully. And I was wondering if she really had limited sight, because if not, she was acting really well like she did. And I was talking to Steve. I hope that she really does. And they used an actress that really does, because I'm sure there are a lot of people in the world with various disabilities that would love to be actors, right? And so instead of having actors play people with just various disabilities or anything like that, why don't we actually have people that have them? They don't even have to act like it. It'd be so much more real, so much more truthful, because it's a lived experience for them. She did so good.
An amazing job. I mean, I feel like she took to acting like a fish in water. I would have never, ever guessed that she had never acted before.
No, me neither.
That's crazy.
That's why I was going back and forth. I'm like, oh, that's great. That's cool.
And then last note on casting, we have Jonah Wren Phillips, who plays Oliver. For scores, we have 89% from Rotten Tomatoes, 3.7 from Letterboxd, and a 7.2 out of 10 from IMDb. Budget and box office numbers, we've got 15 million for budget. Pretty low budget movie.
Yeah.
And then box office was 23 million. Real quick, I want to know what Talk to Me was. This is maybe not a 1-to-1 comparison here because I feel like Bring Her Back just went to digital. And so it hasn't had as much time out in the world, but let's see. Okay, box office for Talk to Me was 92 million. Interesting. Put a pin in that. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and say turn back now if you don't want this spoiled for you, because I had some ChatGPT help coming up with a synopsis. So this is like a full from beginning to end what happens. It's going to spoil the shit out of this movie. Bring Her Back is a psychological horror from directors Danny and Michael Philippou, following teen siblings Andy and Piper, who are placed in the care of a seemingly kind foster mother, Laura, after their father's sudden death. At Laura's remote home near Adelaide, the children meet Oliver, a strange mute boy who lives with her. As eerie events unfold, Laura's true intentions become horrifyingly clear. She's attempting a demonic ritual to resurrect her drowned daughter by using Piper as a vessel and the possessed kidnapped Oliver as the conduit. In a tense climax, Andy intervenes but tragically dies, while Piper's cry of "Mommy" triggers a moment of clarity in Laura. Piper escapes, the ritual collapses, and the film ends with Laura floating in the pool with her daughter's corpse as police surround her.
I love that. That was great.
Boom. Spoiled. Sorry.
Yes.
But if you didn't want to watch the movie,
there you go.
Because it's incredibly violent and scary, there's your recap. So, Miriam, how did you feel about this movie?
I loved it. I really liked this movie. It was really good. I liked watching it. I liked the acting. I liked the graphics. I was curious about the story. There was all of these just really great elements. And I think you encapsulated it right after you were done watching it. We didn't talk about what we thought, but Tawny said, fucking yikes, right? And I said, fucking yikes is the perfect description. And yeah, that's how I felt about it. And I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, same. I fucking loved it. I don't even think I have anything negative to say about it. This is a perfect horror movie, no notes situation for me.
Ooh, I have one note.
Okay.
It's so small.
Okay.
So I have one. But other than that,
I mean, damn, this is like what I want. This is all of what I want in a horror movie. This is so scary in so many different ways.
Yes.
Ugh. I'm getting chills thinking about it again. I mean, I just flawless. I'm so curious to know what your one thing is going to be. But yeah, acting, amazing. Story, amazing. It was everything that I liked about Talk to Me without any of the stuff that I didn't like about Talk to Me, which I'm so surprised that this doesn't seem to be getting as much of buzz as that movie. Because in my opinion, this is the superior movie. But I was surprised about the box office, like 92 million versus what are we, 23 or something? That's crazy to me. Is that what I put? Yeah.
I wonder if the Talk to Me gotten more buzz because the story was a lot more clear in a way, because it was a little confusing how they were using Oliver. Like,
yeah,
she's watching these videos and you're on this journey with these videos. At first I was like, oh, is this some kind of child or some kind of sex trafficking situation here with when they're showing the creepy videos of the people in that like basement, and there's like, yeah, it was just so creepy. I'm like, oh my God, what did I sign up for?
Yeah.
But then you notice different ritual things, and she's learning the woman, what was her name again? Laura is watching these videos to see what to do next, like almost following a spell, right? A ritual. And it did take me a little bit when it was like, then the one was eating, then the other person became alive after they ate the person. So I did get kind of confused there. And Talk to Me is really straightforward.
Yeah.
So maybe it's more relatable, maybe, and that's why people gravitated to that one.
That makes sense.
Maybe.
Yeah. It is more, I don't know. I read somewhere that talked to me, someone gave a review and said it's more focused. I don't know if I agree with that, but I could see how, like, I don't know if focused is the right word, but it is like, I don't know. It's a little bit more cut and dry, like the paranormal aspect of it.
Yeah, I know a podcast on Elm Street mentioned, and I thought that this was pretty on point. They were talking about how it's a very much a millennial movie in this whole, the dynamics of all the kids and how things go viral on social media and different things like that, where they said all of us, like older folks, would be like, hell no, don't do this, right? Like this, no. But you could see it from a millennial point of view. Maybe that had to do with it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. This is, I don't know which one I like better, though.
Interesting. Okay.
I enjoyed them both very much.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We will see through this conversation.
Yes.
I'm going to start just with a note about how this came to be, and we're going to take a really quick detour, but then get back into movie discussion. So I had read that the brothers originally planned to direct a film adaptation of Street Fighter in 2023, but they exited that film to focus on this movie. And it says that it's inspired by psycho-biddy horror, which I had never heard in my life.
I've never heard of that either.
So I had to do a little bit of digging, a little bit of research.
I love the name.
Psycho-biddy.
I want a shirt that says psycho-biddy horror.
I know. I was also like, oh my God, this is great. I want to know more about this. So it is a film subgenre which combines elements of horror, thriller, and women's film genres. It's also been referred to as Grande Dame, Guignol, Hagsploitation. Sorry, that's all one thing, by the way. Grande Dame Guignol is one section, hagsploitation, and hag horror.
Hag horror.
I
don't like this because, are they referring to women as hags? Because I don't even think the woman in this movie was a hag. I think of hag. I think of the witch from Snow White is what I think of.
Totally. Yeah, and I think that's kind of how it came about. So there's a person who wrote a book about this, Peter Shelley. And he said that the subgenre combines the concepts of the Grande Dame. I don't even know if I'm saying this right.
Grande Dame Guignol, maybe?
Yeah. Grande
That
Dame.
means the great woman, like the Grande Dame. But this Guignol, I've never heard.
I have an explanation for it because I did dive in. So when I looked up because in Wikipedia you can hover over Grande Dame, and what it kind of explained is that it's like an archetypal figure, basically, like you're saying, the grand woman. But that's kind of what that's referencing. And then Grande Guignol is basically the old-timey theater version of splatter films. They would do theater performances that were super gory and seemed amoral to people. So yeah. It's combining.
How fun is this?
I know. I was I am just actually surprised. I've never heard of this. And it says, films in this genre conventionally feature a formerly glamorous older woman who has become mentally unbalanced and terrorizes those around her.
Oh, there's lots of movies like that now that that's explained.
Totally, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but there's some controversy, I think, with these the names, like you were saying, a hag horror or hagsploitation.
I just typed that in just to see the pictures that came up. The first movie I thought of when you explained it was Mommy Dearest.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that popped into my head. I saw that when I was a kid and I was so scared. But they have The Substance in here.
Yeah, I was thinking The Substance.
Oh, yeah.
I was definitely that. I feel like it fits. So I'm going to read some more notes from this. So the genre is considered to have been launched in 1962 with the film Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
Ooh.
And this movie has Betty Davis and
Rivers,
Joan Crawford.
Oh, Joan Crawford. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and they
Joan Rivers. Okay.
Joan
sorry.
Rivers. No, that's
sorry. There's the first thing that popped into my head when you said Joan. Okay.
That's later. And it says, per Shelley, who has written an entire book about this, by the way, for a film to fall within the subgenre, the movie must use grand guignol effects and have an actress who portrays the lead character as one with the airs and graces of a grande dame. He further states that a common hallmark of actresses in the subgenre include those who were no longer considered leading lady material, Jesus Christ, sorry, I can't talk, or had previously specialized in supporting roles and had not worked for some time. So this definitely made me think of Demi Moore in The Substance, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, she definitely is a woman who's a little bit older, and like she's not getting these leading roles until The Substance, which was incredible, and she did a great job. I personally would like to expand this so that it's not so specific, because I do think that there's a ton of movies that would fall into this category, as long as we're not looking at it as a bad thing. So the next point I have here is the genre and term have received criticism, particularly in regard to the claims that psycho-biddy films exploit actresses who have experienced or are vulnerable to ageism. Mm. And they also render aging women at their core as monstrously othered objects. And another person criticized the term hagsploitation, as she felt that it shows a certain lack of respect for the actresses who starred in these types of movies. Further noting that together with the term psycho-biddy, the term uses disparaging terms for older women, not only to indicate how unattractive they are, but also to show that these characters are psychotic.
Agree. Across the board. As an older woman. I didn't even think of this, because when I thought of Mommy Dearest, I just thought of that actress. Is that Joan Crawford that's in Mommy Dearest? Let me see really quick. I don't know really what's going on with I'm ashamed that I do not know my female actresses very much. Joan Rivers, Joan Crawford. Well, it was Faye Dunaway that was in this movie. I have all my years crossed. But
yeah,
when I watched this, I did not think of her as an old woman that no one would want to see in movies. That didn't even cross my mind. She was a mom in the movie and an actress, and she was representing, I believe this is based on a true story. And she was a beautiful woman. She was crazy and mean and abusive. So I didn't think of that. Same thing. I didn't think of that with Demi Moore as being an older. I know that age and beauty was a part of the movie, but I thought that was a part of the movie, not that in this essence she was picked because she's an older actress that, they don't get work.
Was. I didn't, it's like both.
Yeah, I didn't think of that in that way. So are you saying that these are actresses who maybe their career is fizzling out because they're older, and so they use them in these movies? Are they also suggesting that these women are not attractive women?
I think so. I think that's what this person is sort of asserting, that by using the word hagsploitation or hag horror, you are saying that these women are ugly and past their prime, essentially, and you're exploiting them.
I hate that.
I hate that too, but I think if we take a wider view, like, first of all, I like psycho-biddy. I could see the issue. I
like
with
that name.
I could see the issue with hag horror or hagsploitation for sure. And I don't like grande dame guignol because no one fucking knows what that means. But psycho-biddy is funny to me and I like it. And I think
do too.
I think if we expand, I think it really, in my opinion, should just be like, what's the word? Eccentric women who, like, I like how it kind of explained this. It was like, eccentric women who have become mentally unbalanced and terrorize those around them.
Yeah, boom, just like that. Because I think the element too, so I just pulled up Faye Dunaway. I think Faye Dunaway was beautiful even into her own age. So if we're taking away this as these women are no longer attractive piece that you were explaining, I liked everything else before that. And when I think of Grande Dame, I think of, that is why immediately that movie came into my mind, because she was this, it's almost this movie star essence, right, in this character. Like, she's strong and powerful, or she was, and now she's losing that. I mean, it makes me think of like a Hollywood starlet who had the prime of her career when she was younger and now is grasping and losing it a little bit. Yeah. I like this.
I do too.
I want to watch more now. I'm curious.
I know. I tried to look up examples because I was like, I feel like I've seen a bunch of these, but I can't like think of them off the top of my head. But I closed it now, but I looked up a list and we can look up a list later.
Yeah. But, very cool.
Yeah.
What was that called again?
Psycho-biddy.
Psycho-biddy. Okay.
Psycho-biddy.
Psycho-biddy.
And I think it really fits here in my sort of, condensed version of this is like, we do have this woman who's clearly eccentric, and she is mentally unbalanced and on this insane like plot to bring back her dead daughter. But she's so stand out as a character. She's like just a very interesting human character. And so I really like that.
Yes, I like that too. Is Biddy like when people say you old Biddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all coming together for me. That's cool. I like that. That was a fun adventure. That was a fun journey down this genre I never knew about.
Me either, but I'm like excited to keep an eye out for other ones that could fit into this.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a little bit of a detour. But back to the movie at hand. I have some notes, but I'm not quite sure where we want to hop in.
Here, I'll tell you the one complaint I had.
Okay.
It's so small. It'll make you giggle, but I did notice it. If Piper would have drank that much alcohol, she would have been vomiting. That was the only thing that stood out to me that I was like, okay, well, this is bullshit. This little girl, it obviously didn't ruin the movie for me, but this little girl who's never had alcohol before is 2 shots, okay. But it shows her taking shots throughout the night. I think she maybe at 4 shots, she would have been puking and passed out. But it seemed like they had her partying just as hard as the 2 adults that were drinking. And I said, there's just no fucking way.
Yeah.
To make this a little more realistic, they should have at some point had her puking and then passed out.
Or like serious hangover town.
Yeah, if you don't want her puking, then passed out, yes. And then the next day just like really violently ill, because that was just so unrealistic. Again, the smallest thing. So it's not even a big thing, but it was something that took me out of it for a moment because I was like, this is not realistic.
That makes sense.
I mean, I think the chewing on the knife or the biting off, all the other things were more realistic to me than this little girl drinking that much alcohol, going to sleep, and then waking up and being fine the next day.
Yeah, true. Of all the things in this movie, that is the least realistic for sure. And I think they get up and they just go to the mall the next day.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey,
they're like,
yeah, they're fine. There's no way. There's no way. So that's the only thing. Just filmmakers, just keep an eye on these little things. This is not realistic, but everything else was.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that was the only thing.
Yeah. Not a huge effect though on the story itself or anything.
No,
yeah.
It just made me make a comment, and then Steve said, "Yeah, there's no way."
There's no way. No way.
But then that was it. Not a huge effect, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Their father.
Yeah.
Did he OD or something? Was there something, because he had like puke all over his mouth, and I was unclear if he just slipped and hit his head or he was into drugs. I know we find out later he was abusive to his son. I was just curious about this piece.
Yeah. Do you remember that in the hospital, Laura says to Andy, like, is it because your father fell and hit his head when I killed him. Did you watch with subtitles on?
I didn't watch with subtitles, but okay. She had said, "Is it because your father hit his head is all I heard?" And his reaction really confused me. I was like, why is he so upset about this? So she killed him?
She says that. Yeah, she goes, is it because your father fell and hit his head in the shower when I killed him? And that's why he reacts that way. And she's like, is it because your father hit his head when he was showering? Like, she just acts like she didn't say it. Like, she just glosses right over it.
Okay, so I do remember this, and I thought she had said, I heard killed, and I thought she had said when you killed him, like to him. And he looked so horrified, and I got really confused. Oh, shoot. So are we to understand she picked that girl specifically? She's somehow stalking them, picked them, killed the dad somehow. I'm assuming with drugs or something, because he had vomit all over him and he passed out.
Well, I guess we don't know how, but yes, I think that is the assumption, because she is, it's revealed that she's a social worker. And so she would have had access to the files. And he, you know, they had issues when he was younger. And like, I'm going to be honest, I didn't connect all these dots myself. I had to go and read what people were saying, like on Reddit about this movie, to be able to connect. Because I just thought, like, man, that's how the fuck would that even happen? Right?
Yeah.
Even though I heard her say, I killed your dad, I was like, did she? How is that even possible? And we don't know how. But the thing that sold me that people were talking about online is just like, it's too big of a coincidence for her. Like, she must have seen the files and been familiar with this family, knew that the daughter was visually impaired, and then planned to kill the father so that she could take in Piper and use her in this ritual. And how else would everything have like fallen into the exact right time? Because she also has the possessed Oliver there.
Oh, yeah.
Which seems like it's a fresh situation, because as we see as the movie goes on, he's like hungrier and wants to continue to eat. And so that couldn't have been going on for very long.
Yes.
So she orchestrated all of this from the very beginning.
Oh, and that missing photo was pretty fresh. It was on top of all the other missing photos.
Yeah. And again, we don't really know how she killed him. I'm going to assume that it was paranormal in some way. Like,
oh, yeah, because she is doing,
I guess we don't know that. She could have poisoned him.
The only reason I thought poison was because he had vomited. It looked like he had OD'd in the shower when I first saw his body. But you're right. It could have been paranormal, because just like when Oliver goes past that white paint on the ground, past the circle, and he's like vomiting and spazzing. And then until you bring him back into the circle, you're right.
Or, I mean, this bitch is tricky. She's in here pouring urine on Andy to make it look like he's peeing the bed at night. She's like opening his phone and deleting photos. Like, I actually wouldn't be super surprised if she had been able to sneak into the house somehow and poisoned this man.
Yeah.
I don't think that's beyond her fucking weird skills. So
yeah, I agree. Oh my God. This was such a good movie.
I know.
Just that when she started to do, right as soon as they both arrived, the children arrived at her house after the dad died. And really cool house, by the way.
Yeah.
And the son, the little girl had a beautiful room because she had a little girl. So Piper was staying in her daughter's room. And then the boy was like in a closet or this back room with a bunch of stuff. And she had said, "Oh, I hear that you're going to apply for guardianship." And he's like, "Yeah." And she goes, "All right, make sure that you stay reliable and whatever." I thought, oh shit, she's going to make him, it's her mission now to make him look not reliable. Is she drugging him? Because I was wondering, they made it so, they really focused on the amount of slobber that came out of his mouth when he was sleeping and his workout shakes.
I don't know. I think so, because I don't know what she would have been poisoning him with, but
or drugging him, really drugging him, maybe,
yeah.
so that he stays asleep at night, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, totally. That would make sense because he is sleeping hard. I mean, you got to be sleeping hard to not wake up if somebody pours liquid on your crotch, you know?
Yeah. And it was just like the first time there was like a lot of slobber. And I was like, that's interesting. Well, he slept really well.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting thing to point out. But okay. And then the next time the slobber was like so thick it almost looked like semen. Like it was so thick. It wasn't, but and his pillow had like the size of his head, a wet spot. I'm like, wait a second. Again, they're highlighting this slobber. And they showed his cup a couple of times. So I thought, I wonder, they don't say either way. But he does use that powder. It's almost like an electrolyte drink that he uses when he works out. And so I was wondering if she was drugging him in that way.
I think so. And I think it's, the reason why I think that is because later, when Wendy, the other social worker, comes to the house, as part of her cleanup, she's dumping that creatine stuff down the drain.
Oh, that's right. I didn't notice that because there was so much. Oliver had made such a mess. It was, so I did. Oh.
Yeah. But like, I love that. Yeah. This is something I really like about this movie is it never over explains to you what's going on. And I like, as soon as I saw that where she was dumping it down the drain, I was like, oh, has she been, like drugging him? Otherwise, why would she dump this down the drain? But it's never brought up. We have no idea what it could be, but I bet you're right. I bet it's to keep him asleep.
So she can go around and do her weird shit with Oliver, because that's when she takes Oliver out of his room and goes into that back shed and do all this stuff without anybody waking up and questioning her.
Yeah, totally.
Huh.
Oh, she's scary.
So scary. Right from the beginning, she just is such a master manipulator to make you think, oh, she's nice. No, she's not. This is weird. No, I'm me. I'm bad for making her like to think that she's weird because she's just a nice lady that's sad. And just this whole back and forth. She's so good. And then how she, right in the beginning, when she's looking at his phone and he's like, he snatches it from her and she acts like he got violent. Yeah. Any of us would have done that. Any of us would have been like, whoa, what the fuck? And grabbed our phones. But then she flinches like, oh. And then he's like, no, I'm sorry. She immediately makes him like he was in the wrong. Holy shit. She was like that girl on the Vegas Strip. Where she making him feel like he was in the wrong, even though she was totally in the wrong.
Totally. Like that reaction, I was like, oh my God, that was so over dramatic. Like but she's dealing with like a 17-year-old, like she is so clearly in control of this whole situation, how everybody's feeling. And she is just terrifying. Jade and I both had a moment later in the movie where we turned to each other and we were like, man, it was such a good little nugget that they put in the beginning of the movie, right when Piper and Andy get there, that her dog is stuffed. Like it gives you a tiny insight into who she is as a character because she cannot let go. Like she is going to hold on as much as possible. And it was such good foreshadowing.
Oh, you just gave me cold chills because I didn't even think of that.
I have chills the whole time I'm talking about this. So good.
Oh, shit. That is so good.
She's so scary. You just really, oh man, this woman really acted her ass off. Like we were like, she deserves an award. Like this is some fucking.
I remember her where she also did a really great job in the water.
The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, where have I seen her?
So good.
That movie.
Yeah, that's the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the first violence. Probably not. But the first is all those weird videos of that disgusting underground shit. But I just fucking love this because I've never seen it before. When sorry, what was the older boy's name?
Andy.
When Andy gets Oliver out of the room. So she takes, right before that, actually, in the middle of the night, isn't that when she sprays herself with Andy's?
No, this is later.
Okay. I'll wait then. Okay. So Andy, she's taking Piper shopping Oh, is that after when Piper should be really hungover, but she's not? Okay, that's right. And she's like, just leave Oliver locked in his room, leaves Andy back at the home. And the first thing he does is like, hey, opens the door and is like, do you need some food? Really cool guy. I love this Andy kid. Really, really great kid.
Me too.
So sad. But anyway, go ahead.
I think this is just one of the things that's really great about this movie that I didn't like about Talk to Me is like Talk to Me is kind of hard. You feel bad for the main character in Talk to Me, but you kind of don't root for her in a way. Like I didn't like her as a main character, but I really found myself feeling attached to Andy and Piper. But I mean, we're definitely getting the movie from Andy's POV. And I did feel like he was such a good kid. He cared so much about Piper, and he was so adult when he was 17. He was 3 months away from being 18, but I was just like, man, what a guy, like what 17, 18-year-old wants to be the father now all of a sudden of his sister. I mean, people would do it out of obligation, but he seemed like he just legitimately cared about her and wanted to take care of her in the way that he could.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Thank you for saying that about Talk to Me. All of the characters were intriguing, but I did not feel anything for them, minus Riley in it. I felt bad for him, but I loved these characters. Like, I loved them. I did not want anything to happen to any of these characters. And even with Oliver, he's this weird, you don't even know if he's a real kid. When you're watching, he's creepy. But then there's a moment when Oliver, maybe he's not being fed or she's not doing the ritual right, but comes out of it and it starts to be himself, this little boy that's missing, and he's scared. And then all of the sudden now, this little kidnapped boy, I'm rooting for him. I want him to get back to his family. I just care so deeply about, and I even feel so sad for her. She does the pain of losing her child so well. But I mean, obviously I want her to be all fucked up because I want her to be gone because she's doing some horrible shit, but you feel that pain so much. I even said to Steve, I said, if you've lost a child and are in such fresh grief, you shouldn't be allowed to have foster children. I think that is just you might be a good person, but transferring some of this unresolved grief onto these kids. And that was before I knew like everything she was doing, but
totally. Yeah.
Holy shit. I thought maybe Oliver was going to be her child because when they're showing the flashbacks, you can't see the child's face.
Yeah. I thought that too.
Yeah.
I thought that she had, because it's a long time in this movie before they sort of explain to you what's going on.
Yeah.
And so for a long time, you're sort of guessing. And I thought that she had already done the ritual and she had put her daughter's soul into Oliver, but maybe it just didn't work right or something. So she needed to do it a second time. That's not what it ended up being, but that's what I thought was going on.
Yeah. I know that she had said that his name was Oliver, or she called him Ollie. But he had a very androgynous face, if that's the right, like could absolutely have been a little girl with a shaved head. And when she was having those memories of her daughter, you don't see the daughter's face at all. It's only the back of her head or just her chin. And I thought, why are they hiding her face? I thought maybe because they're going to see a picture of her daughter, we're going to see like, oh my God, that's her daughter. She brought her daughter back to life. Yeah, but that was not the case.
Yeah, this is the one thing that I'm not sure about. And I didn't come across anything in my research. I guess I just don't understand why they did that. I kept waiting for her daughter's face to be a big reveal in some way.
Yeah.
But it just kind of wasn't. And they did it on very much on purpose that we didn't ever see her full face until the very, very, very end. But then it wasn't like she was a recognizable character or anything.
Yeah, I agree.
I was sort of thinking like, is this going to be a character from Talk to Me? That's what's going to be the thing, but no.
Ooh. Oh, it's not? Okay.
No. But but there is a connection. And I must have read that or heard about there being a connection between these two movies like a long time ago.
Because there's going to be a new Talk to Me.
There is, yes.
Yeah.
So I have some notes on that.
Okay.
But again, I had that seed planted, and so I was like, "Ooh, is this going to be somebody like a throwback to a character and talk to me?" Could be, maybe in the next one. I don't know. It says, "The demons that possess people and talk to me are predatory spirits and lost souls, but in Bring Her Back, Laura says it's an angel that's in Oliver, and the brothers, the directors, tend to agree. Oliver is not good or bad," Michael says. "He's committing this miracle. He's bringing back a lost loved one. And he's not there with evil intentions," Danny adds. "He's like a genie in a bottle. You rub the lamp, so he's going to come out." And when asked point blank if the movies were connected by a single world, Danny said, "I would say that there are. There's a mixed media thing that we're working on at the moment, and it helps show the tie-in a little bit, so it's not overtly shown in the film, but I would say yes." And like you said, in addition to that, they have Talk to Me, number 2.
Ah, clever.
Talk to Me will expand on the story in a new way. Although the exact direction of the film is currently under wraps, it will focus on a new group of characters as either a direct sequel or a sidequel to the film. This suggests that the shared universe of Bring Her Back will continue to expand, even if it does so outside of the established characters and storylines of the series. Laura's efforts could even become public knowledge after her arrest, spreading awareness of the ritual.
Oh.
That would be interesting.
A lot of fucked up people that would want to do that.
Yeah. I love that idea.
Yeah, me too. Thought this little girl could come back as a ghost, one of the Talk to Me ghosts. Especially, remember all the ghosts were wet. I don't know. She drowned, so.
That's true. I was thinking that's an interesting through line here in this movie as well, is like, that happened in Talk to Me, where it did seem like there was a theme of a
water.
Lot of people being drowned, but water for sure, like rain and just being wet. And the same thing in this movie, like he's having those like visions and dreams of the rain after the like vision of his father saying that she'll die in the rain.
Do you think because water's isn't it a conduit? It's like if you're in water and electricity will bring it right to you.
Yeah.
Because in Talk to Me, I don't think it was clear that anyone had drowned. Had any of the people that died had drowned, but we assume we think that they had because they're all dripping wet. But I don't think anybody knew who the dead people actually were and knew that any of them had drowned.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I think there was one. I think it was like the first one that Mia makes contact with. Looked like someone, they were like bloated, like they had drowned.
Oh, yeah, they were bloated. That's right.
Yeah.
That's so gross. Yeah. So I love this horror element. So Andy brings Ollie out and is going to feed him and says, "All right, I will feed you this cantaloupe or give you some of this cantaloupe, but you have to talk to me first," and gives him a pad of paper to write. And Ollie writes bird on the paper. And we find out later his name is Connor Bird, the little boy that was missing. But he's like, Andy has cut the cantaloupe and has like a piece of cantaloupe on the end of the knife, right? And it's very large, and like points it at Connor thinking he's going to slide it off the knife and eat it. But Connor grabs the knife and he's like, whoa, be careful. Okay. And then turns to get something. And when he turns back, holy shit. Because he hears this crunching and he looks, and Connor has the butcher knife in his mouth and he's chewing on it and it's jamming up into his gums and between his teeth. And
oh my God.
And then Andy's trying to pull the knife out of his mouth, but you're going to, also he's worried about it because you're going to slice that. And he does. He slices up his nose.
I know.
It's horrible.
I know. So shocking. And Jade and I were just like flipping out. We were like, oh God, no. But I like the way it's set up, because if a kid grabs a knife, you're not going to hold on to the knife because you don't want him to cut himself.
You're not going to pull the knife away. It's going to slice open their hands.
Yeah. So as soon as he's got a hold of that knife, I'm like, I don't actually know what you would do. I probably wouldn't have turned my back, but he is like fucking himself up. Oh, that was so. Oh, but as soon as you see him extend the cantaloupe in front of his face, you're like, oh God, no.
Oh God. Oh, wow. I never seen anything like that. That was.
Me either. So gory. And I think the description of this movie on Amazon Prime said something about it being like nerve shredding, and I think that is a perfectly apt description, because I finished this movie feeling like Jade and I just kept being like, oh
yeah,
that was a lot to deal with. I could like feel the anxiety in
I think
my body.
When it ended and the credits were rolling and it ended, I went, oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's all I could say. Okay, how about when Ollie was chewing the wood off the table? Oh God. He's biting into the table, just like hungry, and he's all bloated and nasty looking at this point. And he bites in to crunch it, and his teeth are breaking out and cracking out of his mouth.
It was so gross, but not like in a, I don't know, but it was like in a realistic sort of way that it was so.
Yes, it was realistic in the sense that if you did that, if you had the power to do that, that is what would happen to your mouth, kind of realistic way, right?
Yeah,
or
exactly.
How about when you?
Oh, that was the worst. That was the worst.
Okay,
for me.
You tell him.
Oh, that was bad, because he's like so hungry, he starts to eat himself. He like takes a chunk out of his. But it's like a piece of muscle that gets like ripped down out of his.
Like just think if you're pulling a piece of chicken breast, it's just like he bites onto it by the wrist and then pulls in. It kind of just slides out long all up his forearm.
Oh my God! It was so. I don't watch a lot of movies where I'm like, I could see how somebody could pass out from this, but I think this is maybe the first movie I've ever watched where I feel like. I could see maybe it's the holding your breath or something, but like, holy shit. I wish I would have seen this in the theater. I'm really sad that I missed the theater run.
I wish I would have too. So we could see all this horrific stuff even closer, bigger.
And I think there's something to be said for like the theater reaction, like.
Yes, I would have loved to hear everyone gasp and go, ah.
Yeah. Because there's so many shocking moments. I specifically made a list about them because I was like, Jesus. And so those were two of them. Fucking Laura, like you were gonna go there, but her like spraying herself with the axe and hitting Piper. I mean, I don't know what.
So great.
I don't really know what I thought was gonna. I honestly thought it was gonna get darker. I thought she was gonna like try to sexually abuse her or something.
So did I. I thought
blame it on Andy.
I was like really tense. I thought she was going to do that. And because Piper can't see and she has sprayed and Laura has sprayed herself with his like body axe spray, that Piper would assume he's the one that did it. So I was really happy it didn't go there.
Me too.
I didn't even want to see her doing that. I definitely didn't want Piper to think that her brother did that to her. I thought, oh God, this is just horrible. But instead,
yeah, it's also horrible.
Holy shit, though. She's just standing there and all of a sudden, bam! And she hauls ass. And she's like punches her right in the eye, like super fast from the shadows and runs. And then Piper's screaming, holy crap.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
It was crazy.
You just like, you don't expect that, even though she's about to do something fucked. Like you don't know what it is, but oh my God, like.
I didn't think it was that. I didn't think it was going to be that. But maybe like I should have, because he just told that whole story about how when he was 8, he was jealous of Piper and he hit her. I thought they were going to go with that he hit her and that somehow affected her sight, but I don't think so, right?
Yeah, that's what we thought too, but they never specifically say that. So I guess it could, but it wasn't defined. It's explicitly said, yeah.
Yeah, because siblings hit each other. Like this is not something he needs to be totally mourning and hating himself for, unless he hit her so hard that it did do something to her sight, then that makes sense. It's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
It'd be something you would feel so fucking horrible about.
Definitely. Man, I feel for him.
Yeah.
When he sees his dad and fucking slips and hits his head, I gasped more in this movie probably than I have ever gasped in a movie. I just couldn't believe some of the things that they did to me as the viewer. I was like, no, I just did not want to see that.
Oh, how about the close-up of, since Piper can't see and she's giving her dad CPR and doesn't realize that his mouth is covered in blood and vomit and it's her lips and I feel gaggy. So yeah.
That was another one of those. Why would you do this to me?
No.
The viewer. Oh God. And then the last one on my list of like shocking moments was when she fucking ran over Wendy.
Yes. I was like, there's so many like moments.
Yeah.
So the little, so Andy, they get into a fight, right? Oh yeah. Yes. So she's making it seem like Andy is, that Andy hit Piper, and Piper's like, doesn't believe it, but she smelt him, and then he gets mad and they're fighting and stuff like that. So he gets away or he runs out and he drives to the social workers and he's telling them. And I thought, oh God, they're not going to believe him, but they're actually like, okay, let's go check it out. And I felt validated. Yeah. I felt so good that people were listening to him. At first they were like, okay, kid, I don't know about this, but then she's going to call and he's like, don't call. We have to just go there. She can't be prepped. Right.
Yeah.
And so she does it. Wendy does it. And I'm like, yes. Okay. And he's talking to Piper. And then my heart sank when Laura was listening to him say that he's like, or she hears in the background that Wendy's on the way and blah, blah, blah. And so she starts cleaning like crazy. And I'm like, damn it, she's going to get away with it. I was so mad. But then no, this is so wonderful. Wendy tells Andy, wait in the car. I'll be right back. And he's like, nah. He gets out. He jumps the fence. He is going to make sure that she doesn't hide Ollie. I loved all of this because this is what I feel like. I hope this is what I would do. I hope these are the actions I would take. And so it makes you just feel really great as a viewer that the characters are making these decisions.
Yeah, I agree. I was so stoked that he got out of the car. I was like, do not fucking tell me that after all of this, he's going to sit there and stay and wait for Wendy to come back. Like, don't do that. But he didn't. And I loved that. And
I assumed Ollie was going to eat Wendy. Like I thought something like that. But I knew Wendy wasn't getting away.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't think that's how she wasn't getting away.
Me either. I was, super shocked. I don't know if you had this moment, but like she is talking to Laura when Laura's basically just frantic. Like she basically just cops to it. She's like, I found a way to bring her back. I'm going to bring her back. Like, wouldn't you do it? And Wendy's like, oh my God, this bitch is crazy. You see her start to realize, and she's like, let go of me. And so she gets her to let go of her. And then she walks over to like a loft, like a balcony in the house. Jade and I both at the same time, we were like, oh no. Cause we were like, she's going to push her over the fucking thing and she's going to break her neck and die. No, that is not what happened. And we were like, oh, okay, well, that's good. We were like, yeah, go, get out of there. And then she fucking gets plowed.
Yeah, they're running to the car and I'm like, go. And yeah, I was expecting her to get tackled or something. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah. And she gets plowed. She's done. And then the heartbreaking. I guess I didn't notice that Andy had been hit too.
I didn't either.
Yeah, but something had happened and he's groaning on the ground and and he can't move. She turns his head and drowns him in the puddle. I was so bummed.
Terrible.
I didn't want Andy to die.
Me either. I was really like, I was kind of in denial. I was like, even afterwards, I was like, maybe he didn't. Maybe he was pretending.
Yeah, I thought that too. And when I heard his voice, I thought, oh, did she bring him back to life? Or is he maybe he's just like paralyzed and she drug him? Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
He's gone.
Ugh, such a bummer.
I love how Piper mentioned, what was it that she said that made her? Oh, yeah. She went in and she was in a room with Ollie. And because Ollie can imitate people's voices. So he was imitating Andy's voice. So she went in to the room and was touching him, and he's bald, and remembers that back in the beginning, Laura had said, oh, Ollie has beautiful, thick, red, curly hair.
Yeah.
So she's touching him, realizes he's bald. Laura startles her. They're walking and she's like, who was that? And she said, it's Ollie. And she goes, what color is Ollie's hair? And she goes, oh, it's red. And then she realizes that
she's a liar
to her. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love how much this little girl fights.
Me too.
And then she runs into the bathroom and finds her brother.
Oh, it's so sad. Oh, and then you see also that he has gotten eaten by Ollie because they just like,
yes.
Yeah. She had to go pick up Piper and bring her back to the house. So Ollie's just had the run of the house basically. And I love that Piper fucking throws that like canister like right in her face, Laura's face. Fucking nails her in the face with that thing. And that was another shocking moment. That was good. You're like, fuck
I loved how much she fought.
Yeah.
I loved it.
She was a fighter.
And then she also has her dead daughter in the freezer out in the back, just so you know.
God, so disturbing.
And then when Ollie's like feeding on her.
Whoa.
Jesus.
I was so... Did you catch also, or I think earlier in the movie, they bring Ollie, she brings Ollie into the room and you see him like recede into the darkness. And there's like a pair of eyes behind him.
No, I didn't see the eyes.
Ooh, it was like...
Ooh, I still have the rental for 48 hours. So I'm going to go back.
I know. I started rewatching it today because I was like, I wanted to go back to a couple of conversations and make sure I heard what I heard. And so I'm also thinking like, when we're done, I'm going to go rewatch
I don't think
parts.
Steve wants to watch it again, but maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to watch it one more time.
What did Steve think? Did he hate it? Did he like it?
No, he didn't say that he hated it. He was like, that was some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, it was really well done. But then we didn't really, because I didn't watch it we didn't approach it where he was going to watch the movie with me. He was on his computer and I was like, do you mind if I watch this movie? So it wasn't something we were watching together, but I kept glancing at him naturally because he's in the room and seeing his face. So he's like, his head is down towards the computer, but his eyes were like up.
Yeah.
At all the right moments. He was like, holy shit. And then he would look over at me. And I was like, oh my God.
You're like, yep, this is who you married.
Yep, this is who you married. I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
Totally. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Okay, interesting.
So then she takes her in the pool, and I guess the last piece of it is she needs to drown the little girl and then feed her to Ollie. Then the little girl comes alive perfectly fine, right? Not like a weird beast. That's what it looked like in the weird video, was the man who was hugging the woman. She didn't look gross or she looked like normal.
Yeah.
So I guess the little girl would be fine and normal, not like Ollie, but it would have her daughter's spirit in her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think that is the deal. You need this. I loved the way they laid this out and they gave you the building blocks, but you couldn't quite put it together until really close to the end. It is like you have one person as a conduit that you put a demon in their body, a demon / angel, whatever mythical being this is. And this is the thing that you're going to use as the conduit to bring back a dead loved one. And she's learning all of this through this like underground videotaped ritual that somebody in Russia has done and like
Creepy.
who fucking knows has gotten passed on. I loved this though. I was like, what a way to incorporate found footage and how scary that is without this movie being a found footage movie.
Yes.
Incredible.
And you know what? It totally aligns with what you were talking about actually with Talk to Me. Because with Talk to Me, we don't really know how the hand came about. It's just being passed around these groups of kids. But here is another thing, like you were mentioning, a video that now is being passed around. How we got a hold of it, we don't really know. But yeah.
I think I was reading online, someone had like stopped and gotten a screenshot of like her computer or something. And so I think she's like on forums online when that's how she comes across some kind of person who like gives her these or points her in the right direction or something. So that's interesting. She's like online.
Yeah.
Getting this. And I think it's similar to Talk to Me because we're not going to spoil anything about Talk to Me, but like the rules of Talk to Me are not super clear. And I think the same is true here, even though we have a videotape that she's watching, like we don't know what we're missing here. That's because the woman is speaking Russian. She doesn't understand. There's some captions at the bottom. That's how you get to understand what's going to happen. So you use this demon, the vessel. It eats part of the person you want to resurrect. And then you have the new vessel body that has to die in the same way. And the demon vessel person like vomits up this like eaten part of the body. And she mentions earlier in the movie too, she's like, remember when she says about Andy's father, she's like, oh, the soul is still in the body for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to work with this frozen corpse of her daughter who died who knows how long, but she's willing to risk it. And then, they vomit it into the new like body vessel and they come back to life.
Ugh. Disgusting.
In that person's body. Yeah.
So why did she have Ollie eat their dad's hair?
I was also confused about this because I was like, how did this work?
It would have some of Piper's DNA, but it would be his DNA mostly.
Yeah, I think he did it. I think she did it because I think all of this was planned from the very beginning. I think she took a bit of his hair so that she could feed it to Ollie. And Ollie, because when Ollie eats someone or something, he's able to like mimic it.
That's right.
And so it's the hair. And then that's when Ollie visits him in the shower. And the thing that I'm not really sure about is he actually sees his father instead of Ollie.
Yeah.
So that seemed like a new
twist. Because usually it just sounds like him, right?
Yeah, exactly. That didn't ever come back in that same way. But I don't know. I can wave that away because it's like, he's being drugged. Maybe he's like, he's not totally there and he is hearing his father. But his father even has the little like birthmark on his eye. This was another thing I wanted to go back and watch. Yeah, I didn't notice it either first watch. But yeah, it's Ollie. Because also, right before he wakes up in the hospital room, the face becomes Ollie's.
I did see that. I did see the flash of Ollie, and I was like, oh, that's Ollie. I realized at that point, but okay. All right. That's right.
Yeah. So like the forethought that she had to have to know to take a bit of his hair while she was there at the funeral, that's crazy. But I think she knew all along that she was going to paint this kid as someone who was so distraught over the loss of his father that he was having a psychotic break and hallucinating and seeing his father. I think she planned this.
All of it. Do you think she planned, though, for him to be there? Because at first, when they were with maybe she had a plan to, if he came around, to be able to manipulate him. But didn't she just want the little girl?
Yeah,
and she tried to push for just the little girl, but probably anticipated that maybe he would at least want to visit his sister, probably.
Yeah, and I guess I said that she like really planned it out, but I think maybe that's overselling it because I think she knows by the time, like she already has them in their house before the funeral. So
yes.
I think by then she's like, how am I going to get rid of this boy?
Yes,
and
exactly.
ensure that he cannot take back custody of Piper.
Yeah, because not only will the boy be removed from her house so she could be left alone, but he won't be able to take her.
Yeah.
Because if her daughter's spirit is in the little girl, she definitely doesn't want him to get custody of her.
Yeah. Is this not the most conniving? Like, this is scary. And Jade kept saying, like, this movie is scary for real life reasons. Like, take away the supernatural element entirely. Like, this person is terrifying because of what she's willing and able to do without, I mean, sometimes you're like watching her and you're like, this person is a psychopath. Like,
yeah,
she doesn't give a fuck about what she's doing to everybody around her. I just can't, like, that's crazy, dude.
Oh, like all of these little children too.
Yeah. Kidnapped this
little child
boy.
Yeah.
I will say, just on that note, Connor Bird, I did not have him surviving this on my bingo card, dude. I was like,
yes!
Of the list of people who were gonna survive in this movie, he was bottom of the list.
Yes, but I was so sad about Andy, but very happy about Piper. And I didn't know we're watching a horror movie. You never know how it's going to go. All the good people might end up being killed. You just never know. And so I was so worried that she was actually going to kill Piper. I thought that was good where Piper said mommy. And so maybe she had thought, oh, I could have her as my daughter or whatever. And she's like, no, and got away. And so then she went, I loved that Laura went and just like the bite she already had from Ollie and just tore it a little more. So at first I was like, why is she doing that? But it's like slitting your wrists, or right. And then takes her daughter. And oh, I loved that ending scene with her kind of like spooning her daughter's dead, totally eaten and rotted corpse. But she's like floating in the pool and there's the circle.
Yeah,
it's like makes the circle of the water. It was so fucking beautiful. And then Connor, he goes and he sees the little girl running away and he sees his missing poster on the ground and he sees the white line. And so he crosses the white line and he's spasming and vomiting. And guys, he looks really gross and his stomach is bloated and veiny. And like, I was like, oh, at least he no longer has to suffer.
Me too.
He is alive.
I was also like, what? Yeah, good for you, kid. Good for you. Just
that's amazing.
Taking it back.
I hope he doesn't remember.
Me too. Oh my God. The things that boy ate. I mean.
Himself. Oh God, I hope he doesn't remember. He can get his teeth fixed.
Yeah.
I just really hope he doesn't remember. They're probably going to be able to tell that he ate the dead body. Is just, if they swab his mouth even, they're going to see bites all over Andy and Wendy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was, man, that was so crazy. I just did not, I was like, well, at least you've put yourself out of your misery. Like,
this sweet boy is,
but no, it's actually kind of maybe not a great end.
Actually,
for that kid.
Yeah, it's the massive amounts of trauma.
Oh my God. Yeah. I hope he doesn't remember.
I hope he doesn't remember. He'll just see what's happened to his body. Yeah. And guess what has happened to him, but the why. Well, actually, I talked to Steve about this. They'll know the why because I'm sure they're going to find those tapes. And so they'll watch the tapes and they'll see that she was trying to replicate this. So they will know the why too.
Yeah. But hopefully they don't ever tell Connor. You can
just leave him.
Yeah.
But with the internet, that's just going to be all over the internet. There's going to be true crime podcasters making stories about it. There'll be clips of the video,
Oh my God.
And then someone else is going to be like, oh my God, my loved one died. I need these videos.
That'd be a crazy sequel. Like a grown-up Connor.
Oh yeah.
Discovering what was done to him. Ew. Oh, I hate it.
I wouldn't want to know.
Do you think that she died, Laura?
I guess we don't know that she died. I assumed that's what she was, because I didn't know any other reason why she would have tore her wrist more. So I assumed she was trying to die.
I thought so too.
But
there
she
really
didn't look
wasn't
dead. She didn't
No.
look dead when they were floating. Maybe she's alive. Maybe she didn't do it enough. That'd be great. Because she should not be able just to take her own life. And
totally. After all of this, after the fucking insane.
She should be humiliated. She should be demonized and have to be in the papers and have to go through court and everybody hear all the horrible things that she did and her, be shamed and all of that.
Yeah. She deserves it.
Mm-hmm,
Justice.
Yes.
And I have one more note, actually, on the end here of the movie. So Michael Philippou reveals that they considered a few different endings, including one where Kathy actually did end up in Piper's body. But a bigger, scarier planned finale was scrapped when their friend died, and it switched to a more emotional one. So I don't know if you saw, but at the end of the movie, they have a dedication to Harley Wallace.
Yeah.
Death is really, this is a quote from them. Death is really unfair and it's really sudden. People don't get a resolution, Danny says. Harley died at 22 or 23. His story wasn't finished. The film ending goes against the conventions a little bit, but it feels more true to life.
I'm really glad that they didn't put that thing in Piper's body.
Me too.
So happy. But I did see that, and I was wondering who the person was. I didn't look it up.
It would have been a very, I think, unsatisfying ending.
Yeah. She just got away with it.
Yeah. And there's already so much bad that's happened in the movie. Like, it doesn't feel like an overly saccharine ending to me. I don't like it when it's like that. Like, we didn't get out unscathed, you know? Like, Andy's dead. Wendy's dead. Poor fucking Connor Bird is going to be traumatized for the rest of his life. Also, where is the actual Oliver? That's one thing I also had a question on. Is she just using his name and that kid is out living somewhere? Because I think Wendy mentions that that's her nephew.
Oh, that's right. She said that's her nephew. Oh, you're right. I had thought maybe she was just using that name because it was familiar to her, but you're right.
I'll have to do a little more digging on that.
But using that name, Ollie, it did work because when he was like, Ollie, Oliver, whatever, she's like, well, that's her nephew. That's not a missing kid.
Yeah. At first, I thought Oliver was also a child of hers who died, and she had like put him in this body.
Yeah.
And so now she was gonna do another one, but that was early in the movie before I understood how it works.
I know what you mean about overly sweet, but I think for this movie, the reason why it worked is because we, as viewers, were so traumatized that we needed a little bit of light.
Yeah, we needed a win.
Yeah, we really needed a win. And then we got 2 wins.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, damn it. I wasn't expecting that. And I don't know. I totally know what you're saying. It felt good, though, in this instance. It felt real good.
I agree. Like, it felt right for the story.
Yeah. Sure. Yes.
I have one other personal note, not like trivia, but you know what I just kept thinking about when I was watching this movie that it reminded me of was A Dark Song.
Oh, yeah.
I love this like ritual paranormal magic that exists in a very grounded world otherwise. That is, it's like you can be trying to talk to angels or demons at the same time. Like, I really liked this intermingling of sort of good and bad. It makes it feel scarier to me for some reason. But I was like, damn, this would be a really great double feature with A Dark Song, as long as you know that A Dark Song is 1/100th the budget of this movie.
Yeah. Oh, that's a really good parallel. I love that.
One thing, just while we're talking about it, that it reminded me about like the angel inside and is very hungry and it's like eating everything. Jade and I were like, this is fucked. This has gotten totally fucked. Like, at this point, this woman cannot even go through with this ritual because this is not going to be her daughter. It's going to be kind of her daughter and kind of Wendy and Andy and some chickens.
Yeah.
And the cat.
Okay.
And Connor Bird, maybe, because he kind of ate himself. Like we were like, oh, this has gone awry, dude. Like, we are way far off the tracks of what this was supposed to be.
This is like the darkest version of Nailed It. She's trying to
Totally.
She's trying to follow these instructions. And it is, because I was wondering the same thing. She needs to take Piper and drown her and then have Ollie eat her. But she has just drowned Andy.
Yeah.
And then Ollie eats him.
Yeah.
So why isn't it the spirit going into Andy, right? This is a mess. This is a hot Nailed It mess. She is. I'm almost curious what would have become.
Happened. Me too.
What would
I was.
happen? Now I'm kind of on the other side where I wanted the spirit to go just to see.
Yeah, I want to know what happens, not in Piper's case, but I do want to know, in theory, in this universe, what would have happened? Would it have been an amalgamation of all these people or things that died that Ollie ate? But I don't think he was, just a quick clarification, I don't think the goal was to eat Piper at all. There was no eating of Piper.
Oh, I thought in that video the thing was eating the person. It wasn't. It was just regurgitating the. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, that makes sense now because I was wondering why Andy didn't wake up. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, that would suck because you're like you're fucking up the vessel that's now supposed to be the live.
Yeah.
Full body.
Oh, so when its mouth was on that woman, it was regurgitating all that stuff down her throat.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's
Ew.
gross.
I'm
glad I didn't realize that.
Like, it's just out here eating everything.
Oh yeah, because the thing was eating that person and then crawled over to this woman, and I thought was just eating that woman too. But okay. But then that's why I was confused if she was healed and fine, like she looked unscathed. Okay.
Okay, what do you think? Are you ready to rate this?
I am. I'm ready to rate it. So my rating don't worry guys, I'm not going to explain about how difficult it is, but I do need to say this. After our conversation and re-experiencing this movie through the conversation, I like it more than Talk to Me. However, I don't feel just quite. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. I feel like it's very close. So that puts me in quite a quandary because I gave Talk to Me a 4.9. So.
Oh.
I know. That's crazy.
Okay. There's not a lot of room. Not a lot of room in there.
So I'm going to change Talk to Me. I'm going to change it to a 4.89. Okay.
Okay.
And give this one a 4.9.
You can't just give this one a 4.95.
Oh, that's a good point. You're super smarter than me. What if I go back and I still think that's really, well, I really like Talk to Me. I watched it a lot. Okay, I'm not going to go. So I'm going to give it a 4.99. No.
Okay.
A 4.98.
Yeah, don't feel any pressure also. I was just throwing out the option that there is options between 4.9 and 5.
No, you're right. I don't have to go back and change because I do love that movie and I've watched it a lot. I was trying to find that wiggle room and I just forgot that there's other decimal points between. Don't worry, I won't be teaching TT math this year. We're definitely going to get some extra help there. 4.98 feels real good to me.
I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5.
Woo! Hopefully I didn't bust anyone's eardrums out. That is our first 5 of this year, right?
Oh, shit, it is.
It's the first 5 of the year. Oh, we should have sound effects and stuff. Shit.
Wait.
We've gotten real close because I have a 4.98 and then I think Nosferatu, I rated pretty high, but a 4.89. Oh my God, I can't wait to have my first 5.
Yay.
I can't wait.
I can't either.
I'm so happy for you.
I loved this.
It's a big moment.
It is. You're right. I didn't even realize. Yeah, I loved this.
Yeah, Bone Tomahawk is the closest you've gotten.
And that was a 4.9, which was very close to it. But damn, I just loved this. I really like it's. I honestly, I just don't have anything I don't have anything negative to say about it. I loved all the elements. The vibe of it was like spot on for me. I love that it felt like scary, and it had this element of like possession and supernatural like scariness, but it also had the like real life human to human scary aspect too. Like, this woman is terrifying all by herself. Take away the ritual stuff, but everything felt very scary without being like, I don't know. So I was telling Jade, like, sometimes this kind of shit can feel contrived or like, I don't know, like they're way overdoing it and trying to make it scary. And I just feel like it just nailed it in a good way. Not in the I baked a bad cake way.
Not in the bad nailed it way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I am so happy for you. I cannot wait to have my first 5 of 2025. This is
Me
awesome.
either.
This is a good movie. Really good, solid movie experience. That's great.
Yeah. I feel like we're having a good year so far of movies, and we haven't even been keeping up very well with like all the new releases. So
yeah, I mean, my lowest movie was Long Legs, and that still wasn't a horrific viewing experience for me. It was for you.
Yeah, it was for me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so exciting. All right. Whew. We don't know what we're watching next, but we are going to be on a podcast on Elm Street next month.
Yeah.
Can't wait. We're going to be, well, you'll see. We'll let them tell you, but we're really excited to be back with those guys. They are so great. It's always such a fun time, so we cannot wait. And if you've seen Bring Her Back, please do share your favorite scenes, quotes, and theories on social media using the hashtag 2ChicksAndAHorrorFlick. And while you're there, if you like us, give us a follow. And what else, Tawny?
If you want to support the show, you can give us a like, review, and subscribe on whatever podcatcher you're listening to us on. That's it. We'll see you next time. Have such a good night. No nightmares.
Sometimes I was like, I'm going to surprise her and do it with her. And then I always fuck it up. But
well, I went a little too fast on that one. I should have kept it at my regular cadence. I surprised you.
You surprised me. Oh, it's awesome.